welcome to Sticks and Stones podcast. You are now listening to Sticks and Stones podcast.
All right. Welcome back to the podcast. This week's episode of Sticks and Stones. And we just learned today is episode 11, or unce. Probably not saying that right, but we'll get there.
I don't know. I don't know Spanish.
Unce.
So
also
I could
spelled
tell
like,
you.
I don't know, once.
So ONCE.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got the like asterisk above it.
Yeah.
So all right.
Or I don't know if it does or
Gives
not. I don't think it does.
Pronunciation change.
Hell yeah.
Well, whatever.
So how has your how have you been?
My vacation was good. For those that follow me in real life, know that that up to something was something big, and it turned out really good.
Mm-hmm.
It was in between Fremont Street, the Strip, and the Grand Canyon to do it. And I mean, after thinking about it, I was like, why the fuck would I not do it at the Grand Canyon?
True.
So, pop the question. I am no longer I guess I haven't been a single man, but no more floozies for me.
Jesus. Right.
I'm a
right.
solitary one-man band now with her.
Congratulations, dog.
I appreciate it.
It's a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice. It came out good. If you want to see the photos, it's on my Instagram. It's also on my Facebook. But yeah, there's some pretty dope photos on there. So go check it out.
Oh yeah, I was pumped to get the daily updates of everything going on.
Yeah, my dad on Sunday texted me around 11 West Coast time, so probably one your
Right.
time.
Yeah.
And all he said was, "We're all waiting."
Oh, I already did. Well, so
And I was like, dude, I'm driving to the Grand Canyon right now.
I didn't know what day you were gonna do it.
I didn't know what day we were going to go.
Right.
So that was like up in the air. But I knew once I landed and I knew that I was like, okay, I'm just going to do it at the Grand Canyon.
Right. Yeah.
It made sense to do it. I was more worried about getting a photo of it. I'd rather have gotten video, but
Right.
still, beggars can't be choosers.
It was still dope.
So it turned out great. The funny thing is when I did it, I had this old man. I don't know if he worked for the park or not, because it costs money to go into the park. If you don't know that,
Oh, it does. I didn't know that.
yes, it costs $35
Per person
per vehicle.
to go into the Grand Canyon Park.
Go into the national forest Grand Canyon park.
Really?
Yes. So when I pulled up, I was like, fuck, it's like $35.
I didn't know that.
I was like, yeah, whatever.
Well, yeah.
So then I pull out my debit card, and the guy's like, were you in the service? Because it's USA.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah. He's like, what'd you do, or what branch?
Go ahead,
And he was like, I told him Air Force. He's like, well, what'd you do? I was like, I worked on C-130. He's like, you can get in for free.
Yeah, it's on
Which
me today,
I
dog.
mean,
It's on me today.
Which, looking back, I'm pretty sure I looked at the website and I saw that you had to pay, but I think veterans and any active military, any emergency responders, anything like that, nurses, I think you all get in for free. So it's like, nah, just some special thing.
Right.
But, he was cool about it.
He made it seem like he was getting
Right. He made me feel
he was hitting that
special.
red rope for you.
Right. Here you go. No, but once you get in, I mean, you essentially, the park is fucking huge.
Oh yeah.
And you just drive to wherever you want to go
Wherever
in the
you
park.
want to hang out, yeah.
Yeah, they have it all paved and everything, but there are some back roads back in there. But drove up to the watchtower in the South Rim.
Yeah.
And that's where I knew. I was like, I looked before we left. I was like, that's where I'm going to do it. Because I looked at some scenic views and who said what online on some forums. And I was like, that's where I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So we get there. There's this old man. He's talking to this couple. And I, waited for him to kind of slow down talking. Then I asked him, hey, do you mind taking a photo? He's like, no problem. So I hand him my phone. He, he's like, where do you guys want to do it? We're like, over by the, the fence where it looks like we're standing on the edge, everything like that. And so then he gets all lined up, and I try to not make it obvious I'm digging in my pocket, because I don't want to make it look obvious. And I see her looking at me, so I'm like, fuck, hopefully she didn't notice. And I just got down on one knee, and I had it in my hand, and all I hear, so it was weird. I could hear what was going on all around me from every angle. It was like time slowed down, and I could just hear.
Damn.
And my hearing is awful. But I could hear her, oh my God, are you serious? Are you serious? And then I heard him. This is the best part.
Like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, he's like, oh, this is a big moment. Like, he says it like the most white old guy ever. He's like, oh God. Like, I just gave him the biggest task of his life.
Oh, yeah.
So he's like, I'm over here thinking, fuck, I hope he gets this picture,
Right.
Because immediately she's like grabbing my arms and like trying to get me to stand up. And I'm like,
Get up.
well, I got to let him get a photo.
Right.
So then, no, he got some good photos, though. He only got like 3, but they were perfect.
Nice.
Well, then once they were done, the 3 photos, he then was trying to have an expose of the ring, like out into the Grand Canyon. Like, he's like, okay, now turn it. And she's like, just, like, oh my God, this just happened.
Right.
I can't listen to anybody.
Right.
What do you want me to do? Huh? Now, what? Like, and he calms down, and I'm like trying to talk to her, and I tell him thank you, like very quickly, but then he goes and he starts talking to another couple. Well, then me and her, we're talking, and she's like, are you serious? And blah, 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 and I can't believe it, and you told me no. And
so she was surprised?
Oh, yeah. She didn't have any idea. She had no idea.
That's what's up.
So then I was like, well, let's go, thank this old man, the right way.
Right.
I want to talk to him for a minute and say, hey, thanks. I'm sorry I put you on the spot. I couldn't tell you, hey.
Right, I couldn't tell you what was about to happen.
But he was chatting away, and we waited there for 15 minutes, and he just was relentless. And so I was like, well, let's go up to the watchtower. Maybe he'll come up.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't. And we just got other photos, but it was a good time.
Nice.
It was a 4-hour drive because we were at the southern rim, not the northern. The northern's like 2 hours, but
right
when I was doing my research, they have like that walkway bridge that goes out, and you're like basically over the canyon.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Perfect picturesque like place to do it. You can't take pictures there. You can't even take your phone on the bridge.
Whoa, really?
No, they won't let you.
Why?
I don't know why. Like, I couldn't get a firm answer, but everywhere I was looking, no phones, no video, no pictures.
That's interesting.
So I was like, well, not doing it there. So I was like, I'll take the extra 2 hours and take my ass to the southern rim. And everybody says that the southern rim has better pictures and better, view vantage points. It was amazing. I mean, that was the first time I've ever been. I didn't get a chance to go out there when I lived because I was too fucking busy. But it was really cool. It was, and if you ever get a chance to go do it, because you'll never ever flying over it. You're like, damn, that's a big ass hole. Yeah. It's bigger than a hole. It goes miles. It goes statewide, but it's just it hits different when you're standing there.
I can imagine.
Next to it.
It's probably crazy,
but
it looked great though.
Yeah. It's like the movies you can see off in the distance, like if it's raining or it's storming. Like anywhere else, if you're up on a hill. But the views are just amazing. So, yeah, it turned out great. And then had some great meals, which I sent you pictures of.
All the culinary experiences.
Again, if you want to see that, that's on the Instagram. But it was a good time. It was always a good time to go back out there. As far as COVID and mask restrictions, essentially on the Strip, the only time COVID exists is if you walk in a casino.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Fremont, which you would think would be the other way around because it's outdoors,
Right.
pretty much. And then the casinos you could walk in, I could understand why you'd have a mask on. No, Fremont, like you were walking into like off in between streets, you had to have your mask on to go just even the walkway. Now, what you did afterwards, after you walked past the little retention point, then that was up to you. Now, if they caught you, I guess maybe you'd get kicked out. I don't know.
Interesting.
But I wasn't, you know.
Is that patrolled by Vegas PD?
They have security for Fremont
Oh,
Street,
okay.
and then
That's
there
weird.
is
That makes sense.
Vegas PD out there.
Right.
And the reason why they frequent out there is because stupid asses think that it is legal to smoke weed in public because it is legal in general.
Oh, yeah.
It is
yeah.
not legal to do it in public.
That's not how that works.
Now, most people probably think that because it is legal to drink a beer on the street
Yeah.
because it's legal for open container.
Yep.
But smoking in public consumption is a no-no,
Yeah.
and they will bust your ass.
Smoking of the devil's lettuce.
Right. But I mean, it was a good trip for sure. Next year the NFL draft is there,
I cannot
and
wait.
that's where we aim to be.
We're going
next
to do an
year.
episode from Vegas next year.
I'd be dope. I'd do it right off the fucking balcony.
We're going to shoot an episode because we're going to go out there for the draft
Yes,
in April.
because they didn't get to have it last year there, which they were supposed to.
Right.
And now they're moving it back to Vegas this year, coming
Right.
year, 2022, 2023.
It's gonna be dope.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll be out there.
I can't wait.
It'll be a big trip of a bunch of us. So
I wanted to go to Vegas when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
Never been because I was all about like the lights and like
Vegas
it just
Vacation
looked
is
so
what
cool.
set it up
Yeah,
for me. Chevy
it just
Chase
looked
and the
so
fam.
cool.
Yeah, so I had her watch that before we left the night before. Made her watch Vegas Vacation because she'd never seen it. So, and that's like, you know, like you said, that's being a kid.
Mhm.
That's what like set it off. And Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man, because I believe there was a night they go into Vegas.
Yeah,
So like there, you know, there's a lore to it,
right.
and it's only grown, and then Casino,
Mars Attacks.
Yeah, like I mean, every movie, you know, that new movie that's coming out on Netflix with the bounty hunters where they're shooting up
Wait,
all
what?
the zombie movie with Batista. That movie comes out at the end of May.
Batista. Huh?
Yeah, he's not a good actor,
No, he's
but I mean, it's all action. There's gonna be a lot of just zombies getting plucked away.
Hell yeah.
So that movie takes place in Vegas. One of the Resident Evils took place in Vegas.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's just I've always enjoyed it. And when I lived out there, I loved it. It was good to knock off the bucket list, I guess.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, what about you? How was
can't
your
wait.
week?
Just another week, man.
Well,
Just
2 weeks,
another
I
week.
guess.
I mean, it was the same old here. You didn't really miss nothing. Nothing crazy happened.
No.
I feel like maybe something did, and if I'm forgetting, no, I'm not really forgetting anything.
No.
Nothing crazy happened, man. Just
Just
same
fam.
old family time, hanging out. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, we'll get into the draft at the end of this episode.
Oh yeah,
So don't think we're not going to
I'm
hit that
pumped
up.
about that.
I didn't get to watch much of it, and I'm catching up,
Right.
like who went where.
I mean,
I know who the Rams got, but
I
that's
paid
about it.
attention to most of it.
In the first round. That was it.
Yeah, well, definitely the first round, and then I paid attention to the Steelers picks. Excuse me. Paid attention to the Steelers picks, some of the other teams and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna watch every single pick
I
and wear
used to.
every single. But
I used to sit there for all fucking. What was it? It was a 4-day event.
well, yeah, and because for me, I don't know why. Like
No,
I
it
know,
was
like
3.
you, my dad's like this, Solomon's like this. When it comes to like names and they retain them and they know like the name of this person,
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever retain people's names that well. So it's not like I have to see this person or see that name like 50 times for me to remember like, oh, this dude. Okay.
I'm terrible with like everyday names, but like
Right.
I could remember a football player and where he went to college, and 'cause we used to test each other,
Mm-hmm.
and be like, where did this guy go? I
Right.
remember it was like, where did Michael Kudavides go? And I was like, oh, Mr. Mean, Purdue, and he was a safety in the NFL, but he was a linebacker at Purdue,
Right.
But it's just bullshit like that. You're like, well, how do I retain this stupid shit?
Right.
Which I don't know. I don't know how I correlate it or retain it. But I
Never
do.
been good with it until they're on like the Steelers.
Or
Like,
they're
until
just
they make it
or
to
a
that team.
superstar, a face of the NFL.
Right. Exactly. It's hard. I mean, I'm getting better about it, but I don't know.
Right. I get it. Like I've gotten worse about it as I've gotten older because I just don't have time.
I know who the players are that we got. Like, I could tell you our first round pick's name, obviously.
Well, right.
But after
That's your
that,
boy.
like, I know the players, but I don't remember their names. Even right now, like, I don't remember their names. I just know
Yeah.
who we got, what position it was.
I know that we got Tutu Jackson or wherever that dude is from Louisville, and then the rest. And he was a second rounder because we didn't have it first. So either way, yeah.
You guys went all. We'll talk about that later. You guys went all out for the draft, but didn't really draft.
Oh, you're talking about the draft house?
yeah, which was sweet. Like,
yeah, I mean, cool get up, I guess.
cool
whatever.
get up.
But I mean, the only pick they didn't have was a first rounder, so it's really not that big of a difference.
That's true. I think we had one extra pick in the 4th round.
We had 2 in the 4th because we traded back, but either
Yeah.
way, because for some reason we need to make up because I don't think we had a 4th or something like that.
Right.
Either way,
Yeah.
but let's head down that good, bad, and the ugly
Yeah.
road.
Dude, I was excited because, I mean, we had done this. So every week for 10 weeks, we were podcasting. 9 weeks, we were podcasting because we shot 2 that 1 week because you were going to be out of town last week. So, I mean, that week that we didn't, I'm like,
What do I do?
I'm excited. Like, I was just I've been excited to get back into it, to get it going.
Right. Yeah, it was nice to have a week off. But
Right.
That's because I was busy. I could see where.
Oh yeah.
But all right, we'll head into the good, the bad, and the ugly. All right, so starting off, obviously, there was some good. This is a little different. There wasn't. This one was sent to me while I was in Vegas from Corbin, and I didn't really read it when I got there or while I was there because I was just busy and drunk out of my mind.
I didn't even go looking for this one. This one popped up, and I was just
Right.
like, elderly couple escapes. I was like, give me that one.
Yeah.
So I started reading it, and all I could picture, and honestly,
It's like some notebook shit.
no, dude, I pictured you in the nursing home, like as an old
Jesus
person
Christ.
trying to bust out of that bitch, like what's his name, and like escapes from LA, Snake escape. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm not going down like that.
Oh, dude, that's all I could think of.
Right.
But this article was pretty cool though.
So we have a elderly couple, and the reason you're not seeing all the articles this week is our man behind the scenes is
He's
busy.
taking a week off on us.
Yeah, he's taking 2 weeks off. But he will not be running this, and I have to run it at the same time. So we're having a little fun here. But an elderly couple in Tennessee escaped a assisted living facility. Not just escaping, but he used Morse code.
Which I don't know. Here's the thing. Okay, so it's cool that they escaped, but I don't necessarily know that that's technically Morse code.
Well, he listened to the digits
Right.
on the keypad,
Right.
which every digit has a unique sound,
Has a different tone.
but it's not that big of a difference. So he had to have been like
Yeah.
pretty adept at, have a decent
Yeah, his
pair
mind's-
of ears.
But apparently, so both of him and his wife were in the living facility together because they both had like dementia or whatever.
Yes.
So it was cool that they were together or whatever, but and dementia can be weird. It's different for everybody, I believe, as many illnesses are. But so old boy had just been hanging out, and every time he heard somebody, come into that keypad, he would listen for the tone, and then
Right.
him and old girl made their move.
Right. So how he knew Morse code was because he was in the military previous in his younger years.
Mm-hmm.
So he knew the basics. I don't know if he may have, obviously forgotten some things having dementia, but
I'm sure.
it
I'm sure he's
doesn't-
forgot a lot.
right. But apparently not that much because he
Not how to escape.
now. I'm sure you're wondering how long were they in there?
That's all what I was waiting to get to. And I was reading the article, I was like, how long were these two out wandering around?
How long were they out? And the article says that they were only out of there for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't long. Apparently, somebody like a normal citizen had spotted them, like meandering. I guess
Yeah.
you could say
They were gallivanting
gallivanting. I don't,
around town.
right?
He caught them 2 blocks away from the facility, but they were just kind of on a stroll.
They were just aimlessly wandering, and then so obviously that person called the authority. Like, there's 2 old people that probably shouldn't be out here.
Yeah. And then I guess they obviously had to be reported
Mm-hmm.
to the state of Tennessee.
Yep. Because that's how that goes.
Right, and then they get fined, and that's just how it goes because you can't be letting your patients.
And it's like the facility said, like when the news contacted the facility, they said like one of the security efforts that they did was change the fucking passcode.
He's just gonna listen again.
That's all I could think of.
Now you need like
They're just gonna have a rolling password.
right, every day. Oh god, that'd be terrible. That used to be like that. In the Air Force.
That would be
Oh,
terrible to work there
fucking
if that was the case.
Yeah, like
Every
what's today's
morning.
password.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
I'd forget that so fast,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd want to quit.
That was a good one though. But here's the thing: it's like I don't know if I'm gonna even make it to an old folks' home. Who knows? But I mean, if I'm about my wits to break up out of there,
Mm-hmm.
leave me be.
Yeah, I mean, if I want out, I
Obviously,
wanted
he
out for
wasn't
a
trying to
reason.
be in there.
Well, that
I
or
don't
either he wanted to
know.
go for a walk he hadn't been on. I don't know. I mean, maybe that was the thing.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It was a cool story though, for sure.
Right.
And
You
funny.
know, it's a very good feel story as far
Right.
as, 2 older people
But I
that
also feel bad for him because now he's
he's on
now he's back in it.
well, he's back in it and he's under probably
Now they're gonna
watch
be for sure.
because they're like, oh, this motherfucker broke out,
Just
so he knows how
this
to get
dude's
out
trying
of
to
it.
get slippery.
Right. But
I like that he took old girl with him though when he did bust
right.
out.
He's like, yo, we're out of here.
Jay-Z, Bonnie and Clyde shit. Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Jesus. All right, we'll head down to the bad road, and we
This one here, man.
we told y'all that we'd find it if
And
it
they
happened.
keep coming. And they
Yes.
keep getting worse.
Well, this one happened a week ago, so you may have heard it, but it wasn't really
I didn't
national
see it.
news.
I haven't heard anything else about this article except for you saying something about it.
Right. I found this right before we left, and I kept it under lock and key in my email. So, a gender reveal party decided to have a huge explosion that their neighbors compared to a small earthquake, which I don't know how they know what an earthquake is because this happened in Kingston, New Hampshire.
Yeah, no earthquakes on this side of the country,
Right.
I don't think.
But
Well, I'd take that back. There are earthquakes, but
it's
it's not regular.
right. I don't think it would be the point where you'd be like, "Oh my god."
No. So this couple in their party went to a local rock quarry,
Yes.
which I got questions about that anyways. But they went to this local rock quarry and they used 80 pounds of tannerite,
which
which is a lot
yes.
because it's sold by, I don't even know if it's sold by the pound. I think it's sold by the 8-ounce container.
yeah.
And
From
you can,
every time I've ever seen
anybody can buy tannerite. It's an explosion. It's an impact explosive. Typically, it's used for firearms training, long distance sniper training. You hit the target, and it makes a a puff explosion. It's, but it is an explosion nonetheless. And instead of just 8 ounces of it or a pound of it, there was 80 pounds of it.
Right.
Which that's a lot of tannerite.
A lot. It apparently cracked the foundations of neighbors' homes. So
I don't
now
know about that part.
Well,
I mean, one lady said it knocked shit off her walls. So
if it did crack a foundation, then yeah, I'd be coming.
I think somebody's just trying to get their foundation fixed.
Hey, I go for it.
You
Get that shit fixed. Dog.
The whole because here's
This
the issue.
dude had a big brain moment. He's like, I got him.
Wait a second. This is what I've been waiting on.
Right. So now that's probably. I mean, I don't know. I've never been around tannerite, and I've been around tannerite, but not 80 pounds.
No.
My dad set off some when I was a kid in our backyard, and there was a divot in the yard for the rest of the time that we lived in that house, and the grass never grew back. So,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure he got that from my uncle, because either way,
You used to be able to buy it at the gun and knife show. You can still, you don't have to go to places like the gun and knife show to buy it. You know what I mean? But you can easily obtain it. It's not like, you're trying. They didn't have C4 or plastic explosives or anything like that. Like, this is just run of the mill shit that anybody can go buy.
right?
It's just, here's the thing. It's an explosive. If you have to go off site to somewhere like a rock quarry, which thank God they went at least there to do it, you already know you're making a mistake. Like, we shouldn't do this out in the field. We need to at least go somewhere different.
Right.
Okay, so, and then what kind of ladies, like, yeah, let's take the whole party to the rock quarry
Right.
for the gender reveal. What kind of gal is that?
Apparently, there's another party in 2017 that caused $8 million worth of damage.
Oh yeah, 4,700 or 47,000 acres.
Yeah. Okay, so that was the
That was
wildfire.
Arizona. There was a wildfire in California.
Right.
That was last year.
2020 pyrotechnic device.
We talked about the one with the pilots.
Yep.
See, we're on to them good articles.
Yeah, we're on to something here.
We're on to some good shit.
But yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen to these people. I haven't read anything.
Well, the
since
dude that
turned himself in.
that set the explosive off, turned himself in. I'm sure he's facing some type of whatever.
Yeah, that says in the article that they haven't determined what he will get, but he will get something.
Yeah,
because 80 pounds is
it's too much.
Well, I don't even think that's legal to have that much, let alone set off.
It's definitely not legal to set off that much. I don't know. I'm sure there's some type of restriction. Like, you can only buy a certain amount of tannerite at a time, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can't just, like, send the dude back to the back room and be like, you know what, just give me everything that you got this week.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, whatever you got in the store, come on.
Right. It's I don't know. That's seems weird to go to the fucking quarry like you said and do that.
But I can't help but to. I mean, again, this goes back to, like, just you're doing nobody was injured, nobody died. Thank God.
Right.
But we did so.
Every other one we've done so far has died.
Somebody's died or been seriously injured.
Or set a fucking fire that almost took a whole state off.
But we did a lot of dumb shit growing up. So 4th of July, if anybody hangs around that knows anything like bigger cities, there's always going to be illegal fireworks going around, people selling illegal fireworks.
Right.
We got our hands on a quarter stick of dynamite.
Right.
And at the end of my street where we lived at, you know how it had that big open field where we used to drive golf balls at or play football?
Yeah, and they were, you're talking about over by the church?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So we walked to the end of the street, and we walked just into the field, and we light this cord, and the wick was like a foot long.
Yeah,
we light this stick, and we
wick to get out
throw it as far as we could throw it out into the field. So as soon as we throw it, there's 3 of us, and we're laughing so hard that we can't hardly run.
Right.
Because we're giggling and laughing and shit. And not giggling like kids. We were in our I was 16. The other people are like 18, 19. And we're already laughing so hard that we can't hardly fucking breathe, run, get away, or anything like that. It goes off. And as soon as it exploded, I was like, oh, that was too much. I was like,
That was really
that
fucking loud.
was probably too much. I look back, like just a massive cloud.
Oh, yeah.
There's dirt still falling. We go back up to it a couple days later because we didn't want to go up to it right then because obviously, you know what I mean? We wasn't trying to get in trouble.
Right.
There's probably a 1 foot deep by like 3 foot round hole in the ground.
Right. It's
Too much.
Right. It's loud.
And so you can imagine, and that's a quarter stick of dynamite, what kind of damage that could do to somebody, or all three of us had something gone wrong. So
it wouldn't surprise me with 80 pounds cracking a foundation. I mean,
learn from our mistakes.
Right. That sound. Oops, sorry. That sound would.
Oh yeah. It was bad. People were coming out of their houses. We're giggling, and we're just like, "What was that?" You know what I mean? Like we're trying to play dumb and shit like that. Like I don't know what happened.
Right.
Yeah. It was
Who did you see it?
fireworks, man. It's summer
see
times in Ohio.
Right.
Always involved. Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely bored. You're always doing something stupid.
Boys will be boys, kind
and
of shit.
Probably most likely it's illegal. I was arrested for fireworks.
You were arrested for fireworks
I forget that new officer's name when we were kids.
in town.
Yeah, he was a former football coach for a year or something.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
But either way, he arrested me and Forte.
He detained or arrested?
Oh, we got arrested and we had to go to court for it.
Ooh.
So, me and Forte had to go to court for it. Luckily, the judge that was supposed to be there was an hour late, and it was inside the old Salem Mall, which was already torn down.
Oh, yeah.
And
I forgot about that.
And the air conditioning didn't work. So he was an hour late. It was middle of July.
It's like, we're going to cut you guys loose.
And he comes in, and he's... So my last name's like the first on the docket, or like second or third, whatever. It's up there. And Forte wasn't too far behind.
Right.
So he's like, what are you here for? And I was like, well, I got arrested for lighting off bottle rockets in a park, like next to my house. And he's like, well, since I showed up late and it's bottle rockets and it's your first offense of anything, get out of here. Don't let me see you here again.
Peace.
And I was like, so then we came with Forte, or Forte came with us. The judge gets him up there. He's like, what are you here for? And he's like, I was arrested for fireworks as well with, the first one. And he's like, well, since it's your first offense and I showed up late, same thing. The great thing was there was someone else that we went to high school with. He was arrested at Will's house. Oh. And he was down low on the docket because of his last name. Well, we were in there when he got called up, and that judge was pissed that there was 3 of us from the same neighborhood, but we weren't arrested at the same time, but we were arrested on the same day.
Yeah.
And he said, if I knew all 3 of you were in here for fireworks, I would have definitely given all 3 of you basically something to so many hours community service. And we were like, we heard that, and me and Forte were like, let's get the fuck out of here. So we started running out, and I think my mom drove us, and she was so pissed off just about the whole thing. Because it's fireworks. I mean, yeah, we're shooting off bottle rockets. We weren't shooting them at anybody. Mm-hmm. We were shooting them straight up in a park that was pretty open, but whatever. Either way, yeah, I was arrested for fireworks.
No, we used to shoot them at each other. It was.
Oh yeah, I mean we shot them at each other, but we didn't get caught shooting them at each other.
True.
Because we knew who called the cops on us. He had a bigger brother, and he called the cops on us. He lived near us. It rhymes with Schmeeder. Anyways, so that's a good story.
It rhymes with Schmeeder.
Yeah. We'll move on to some other bad, I guess, kind of
This
bad.
one's pretty funny though.
More funny, more
Good. This could have been a good article because this dude's out here doing the Lord's
Right.
work.
So this man spent 3 years in New Zealand, spray painting potholes with big, gigantic phalluses.
Large penises, huge.
Hard rock bread.
Hard rock bread, hard loaf.
Yes.
So in New Zealand, this dude he had basically he was spending $400 a year just on Kansas spray paint.
Right.
So anytime there was dangerous potholes, because anybody that drives knows, like, there can be some pretty nasty potholes depending on where you live at, what county you live in, what state you live in, right?
Any northern state.
And
for
his method of getting the city to fix them was to paint obscure things on them, and in this case, it was penises.
Yes, he drew huge, bright neon green.
That's the other thing. He used
Dongs.
neon green paint for it.
So you weren't missing it. You were like, "What the?
No.
Yeah, what was that?"
And-
No, you knew what it was.
I mean, that it worked because they were fixing the road where it needed to be fixed.
Right, immediately, within a week or two.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, his methods,
weren't too far.
he did turn himself in. And then when he did, he said, absolutely, because I'm more than happy to turn myself in for this, because all it's going to do is shed more light on the fact that this area hasn't been fixing or upkeeping the roads.
Right.
So it didn't say he hasn't been charged with anything yet. And it didn't say basically they were trying to say that they were going to put the cost of them removing the paint or fixing the road on him.
Right.
Which I don't know I don't think that would go well. But
I mean, he did it for 3 years, so
it's a lot of road work.
that's a lot of dongs.
That one looks.
That one's. I mean, there's obviously a huge pothole, and he just drew 2 big balls. I guess that pothole there. So
That's just part of yeah.
yeah.
So so you remember the show The League, which is, if you haven't, go get on whatever streaming platform you have that has FX and watch it. It is the best show that has ever been out that has anything to do with football and like fantasy football. It's hilarious. But there's an episode where one of the dudes that's in the league, or one of the main characters, is super pissed about this large pothole at the end of his driveway. And he gets caught on camera painting a swastika over the pothole, and then the city has to come out and fix it. But the funniest, but he's a Jewish lawyer, and
So
that
he's
was
trying to play
he was
it.
basic. So they basically, he's a self-hating Jew. He's out here painting swastikas on potholes and whatnot. But it's a hilarious show. That episode's great.
That show was
Every
really good.
episode was super good.
I didn't ever finish the last season.
Oh my! I've probably seen every episode, every bit of probably 20, 25 times. I've watched that show a lot. As many times as most people watch The Office, I've probably watched The League.
Yeah, I mean, if you're into that show, I can understand, because then you're probably into sports.
Right. It's hilarious. And it's meant to, so it's kind of like how we came about doing podcasts, just regular dudes talking about some, everyday stuff from our perspective. Well, this is a show about these dudes, just average dudes going through life in their fantasy football league.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's like their whole life is about fantasy football.
Right. That's what made this show really fun, is because
Yep.
we play fantasy football and
We take it super serious.
Neanderthals.
Yes, that too.
If you haven't noticed in one of the angles, if we were to go to it today, but I'm not, there is a belt up there. That is the championship belt for our fantasy league.
Who won that belt first?
That would be you. That would be when I
is correct.
came up with the idea and you won that year.
It was
And
a
we
good
also get
year.
rings. The rings
Them
are
good
legit.
rings and things.
So, yeah, we do a lot. And we may do a listeners league. I'm still trying to figure out what we want to do with that.
That's not a terrible idea, because there were people in the. We did something where people just joined. What was that for? Was for the Super Bowl, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we just do like a
There was
side.
like 20 people in there.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what the thing is. We could do it, a listeners league of like 10 or 12 people, and then
Yep.
the winner go into our big league, and the loser of our league The big
Right.
league goes into the listener league. You get relegated into the listener
The
league.
last person in our league gets relegated. That'd be dope.
Right.
I will say our league because of how competitive our league is, it sets you up to just massacre other fantasy football leagues.
It really does.
Because
we're all really fucking
anybody listening to this that happens to work with me that was in our fantasy football league knows how that went.
good.
So,
Any league I ever join, I always win it the first year, and then
I'm pretty sure it's
but I
gonna
can't
be the
win
same
ours.
thing next year.
I can't fucking win ours.
I mean, you'll get there, dog.
Nope. I'm never gonna win.
I'm never I'm never getting there.
I've been to this ship many times, but I can't fucking finish the goddamn run.
This one here is
So this is a
this could have been
this
the
is another
ugly.
bad article. This is the final bad article of the week. We have a man arrested at Kid Rock's Nashville bar.
Couldn't have happened at a better spot. Couldn't have happened at a better spot.
Yeah, Kid Rock's bar in Nashville for removing his colostomy bag and swinging it. And now, in the article, it did say it did not happen in the bar.
It said they
But-
couldn't confirm if it happened in or out of the bar.
Right. But
Which
they
it
did
probably
say
didn't.
this isn't the first night.
No,
This isn't the second night.
The police have been called 3 different times for him.
Right. 3 separate nights for him swinging his colostomy bag. At this point,
Well, he had been causing like a disturbance.
Right.
Obviously, this dude's
he's swinging shit.
this dude's clearly a shitbag. But he became irate when the police showed up the third time, and that's when he just what do you call it? Like unplug yourself? Like he
Unhooked?
detached himself from this
Ugh.
bag. Oh shit! And just started swinging it around by its cord. I don't know what tube.
It's a bag, and then it has like
Oh
a
my
hook, I
God.
think.
It's-
I've never seen one up close.
Can you? I can't even wrap my head around it. You know what I mean? It's-
Somebody on Twitter said, I'm not comfortable being in the same bar with someone swinging his colostomy bag around years old. Like, I mean, I don't get the tail end of that,
Yeah,
but
I think he may have had a typo there.
yeah, but either way, I mean, that was a pretty good tweet.
I wouldn't be comfortable. It doesn't matter what bar you're at, whether you're at Kid Rock's Honky Tonk or not.
Right. You don't get the justification for swinging your shit
No,
bag.
but apparently it got all over one of the arresting officers. That sounds like a bad night to me.
You could probably get
You could
charged with...
Definitely catch a charge for that.
Yeah, so...
He probably is gonna get he's gonna get some misdemeanors, nothing crazy, but
Right.
this dude's clearly off his rocker.
Yeah.
Put him away. Come on, man.
Put him under the
whatever.
jail.
I don't know about putting him under the jail. Maybe put him in the loony bin.
You could put him in a porta potty.
No, imagine what he'd do with a whole porta potty.
God damn, he probably scooped the bag in it. You're just supplying him with ammo.
Here's the thing. What would if you're not even the arresting officer. If you're out, you and your fiance, now that I can say that,
Okay.
are out anywhere, and some dude becomes irate, and you're just trying to mind your own business. You're like, you're people watching, and you're just like, what the fuck's this dude up to?
Right.
And out of nowhere, he just pulls his shirt up, unhooks himself, and he's just like, fuck all you people, and just just goes wild.
I'm fighting him.
It's go time.
Oh yeah. If I already got shit on me, then I'm definitely fighting him. Because then I'm definitely
it's a biohazard.
right. I mean, who knows what I could catch from that?
I might be inclined to shoot him.
I'm not gonna shoot him because I'm not going to jail. But I'm gonna probably go to jail for fighting him. But still, I'm not gonna
Nah, I
get
don't
a
think you go to jail
charge
for
later
fighting.
on. Either way.
Here's the thing.
I'm fighting him because I'm gonna be pissed. And then I'm gonna shove that bag in his fucking face.
Depends on where. I'd probably hit him with something.
I'd throw my meal or whatever I
feel like I could get a beer
Beer.
glass at least going 45 to 50 miles
that
an
old
hour.
Adam Sandler. What are you
I could-
doing? I'm looking for half this bottle.
Yeah, I'm looking for the other half of this bottle.
Oh,
I feel like I could get like a pint glass at least like up to 40, 45 miles an hour.
Oh yeah, just don't Bryce Harper it and fucking try to wing it, and then it goes in the other direction.
And it's some innocent bystander that's already been hit with poop.
Yeah, I would definitely be pissed to the point where I'd probably see red, and then you can't talk me out of not fighting.
Nah, this dude's got to go. Yeah, man, that's a bad scene for everybody.
Especially in Kid Rock's bar, which doesn't he have hepatitis?
Yikes. I wouldn't be surprised. He looks like he has hepatitis.
I mean, him and Pam Anderson, like, they got that shit. Whatever. Either way.
Who knows, dude?
We'll get into the ugly. So some of you might know this man. I've never watched this show. I guess it's a TLC show.
I didn't know this dude was a celebrity until I started reading this article. I'm like, who the hell?
Yeah,
who?
Who's Josh Duggar or Duger or whatever?
Besides the fact that he's a sick fuck.
So he was in this show, 19 Kids and Counting. So apparently he was in that family in Utah where a polygamy family or whatever the fuck they are. I don't care what they are. They had 19 kids. If you knew of him pre or on the show and then what happened to him after the show, you already know that he was alleged to rape or sexual misconduct of his sisters and minors.
Girls.
Like
I think there's like 6 counts.
Right. So he's already like on the hot seat.
Look at his.
Oh, yeah, he don't give a shit. He don't give a shit.
Clearly.
And then they raided him in 2019.
They raided his used car dealership.
Right. So he was really very easy come, like go. Like they let him do whatever. He let him do what they needed to do.
But he didn't try to run. He didn't try to he just handed everything over. But this got escalated from local PD, and this went all the way up to Homeland Security level investigation for this dude's shit.
Right. So then it went all the way up to that chain, and then now they have found multiple counts, which every piece of child pornography he has is 20 years.
Every
automatic.
Video, pic, anything.
Right.
It's an automatic count.
And I believe the article said he had like quite a bit.
It was a lot.
Either way.
I mean, he had it split up over like he had a separate hard drive inside the desktop computer, and it was split in half with 2 different methods of getting into it. Like he had all kinds of different firewalls and different shit to hide everything that he had.
I take it back. He wasn't from Utah.
No? Where's he from?
Arkansas.
Yeah, that's right, Arkansas. I was going to say something about that, but I missed that. My
yeah,
bad.
I mean.
For all you folks in Little Rock.
I don't know if it's a problem down there. I wouldn't say it's a problem, but I did know a guy that I was enlisted with where one day he was there. He was a staff sergeant, and the next day
he was gone.
He didn't exist.
Yeah, basically.
And everyone was like, well, what happened?
65. Well, there was, so the zip file just has 65 images. That doesn't include all the videos.
Prepubescent female. So that's everyone is a count.
Everyone, but that's just that zip file. There was like videos and stuff like that too.
Right. So right now they are basically gonna get his ass. But the problem is,
here's my other issue.
Is they've let him out on bail.
Yeah, this article came about because the judge, even though she went through all this bullshit and said all this stuff about how she's on the fence and it was a close decision and knows everything this dude has done, let this dude out on bail and gave him permission to see his own kids.
Right. So, but he couldn't stay with them, but he could visit them.
But I don't give a fuck.
Right. No, I don't. You don't need to be around.
You're arrested, and for the severity of your crimes, that's been over a 2-year investigation, you're not getting back out for anything.
Right. Now, what they did was his lawyer, which obviously
he's got a very whole legal team.
Yeah. Very good lawyer and legal team. Basically played it out to be that he's not a flight risk because his face is too familiar. and people know him. So where is he gonna go?
I don't give a fuck.
It doesn't matter where he's gonna go. He can stay right where he's at. Because
Yeah,
fuck him. He don't need to be out in the
He's doing
streets.
just fine where he's at, inside, detained
Right.
in the jail.
Because who knows what he's doing? Is he getting rid of other evidence? Is he getting rid of what is he doing?
Well,
And obviously he's not smart enough to get rid of the evidence. So,
no.
or he doesn't give a shit.
Well, because here's the thing: to be that type of person, and you have a mental chemical imbalance. So there's other issues mentally that could be wrong with you, other chemical imbalances that you have going on that make you able to rationalize with yourself mentally that something like this is okay and appropriate or whatever the case may be. No, you don't need to be out anywhere on bail. It's over with.
Right.
So,
yeah, fuck Josh Duger. Fuck TLC's little.
yeah, I'd never heard. I mean, I think
19
I'd
and
heard of
counting
that
show.
but I mean, his lawyer making the argument that he's a flight risk, like, I like movies, I like TV shows. I had never heard of this dude, and I had never seen his face before. So
Yeah,
I feel like that's a trash argument, especially
right.
like a flight risk for other countries. I don't know about that.
He can go anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never watched the show. Now a lot of females, I'm sure, have, because that just seems like a female-driven show.
Yeah.
Just
Could you
because
imagine
19
having
kids,
19 kids.
I did read an article that a lady had
Nine.
9 kids today.
Wait, you read an article today that she had 9 kids, or she had 9 kids today?
She had 9 kids at once.
Oh God.
She had 4 girls and 5 boys. It's the first time in recorded history that all of them lived. She had a blood transfusion because she almost died.
Yeah, I can imagine.
They all were like a pound each. Like
this chick had a whole litter.
Like, it's wild. But either way, that article was on Yahoo, I think, and it was in Mali.
Children at once.
Yes. Yeah, that's wild to think that 9 children came out of it.
It's one thing when you have
Once.
She
was expected to have 7.
My dad has 4 brothers and 5 sisters.
That's too much, man.
But that's spread out over
time,
years.
Right.
That's spread out over
even
years.
Then, that's a lot. And then to have them all at once.
9 at once.
Can you imagine?
No, I can't.
You'd be in debt.
I'd probably have a heart attack.
I'd be like, yeah,
I'm like, I'm sorry. You said she's pregnant with what?
Yeah, we gotta get rid of some of these kids.
We gotta get rid of.
So, yeah, that's the ugliest.
That's probably one of the
ugly of the week.
Yeah, that's one.
That's not the.
I wouldn't say
worst.
that's the because
he deserves his ass beat.
We have some. Well, he deserves a lot more than that.
Well, yeah, but
we've had some pretty bad ones. That's right up there. It's hard to rationalize. It's hard to rank the worst of the worst people in the world. We'll just put them all in one big shitty category.
Yes. So what we're going to do is we'll move into the questions. Obviously, this comes from Solomon every week.
Yeah.
And now, if anybody wants to join in,
send them
keep
joints
in. Because you guys are doing awesome.
Solomon just happens to be the #1 fan of the podcast.
Right.
So.
And he's good at sending in questions. He's
very creative.
We'll play him. So we'll go ahead and play the first question.
Fam, gonna hit you with that heartbreaking question. What animal would win in a fight if the territory did not matter? All right, I don't want to hear no bullshit about, oh, sharks can swim, bears can't, whatever. If a great white shark and a grizzly bear faced off, who would win in a fight?
So the question was, what animal would win in a fight, be it wherever it was, not just in the water or whatever? Would it be a great white or a grizzly bear?
He said, I'm not hearing none of that bullshit.
Yeah.
He said, take all the environments out of it, but here's the problem, bro. How do you pick?
Yeah, a shark ain't got no
How do you
hands.
pick? So what do you mean? I don't understand. Take the environment out of it, because if you just throw a shark up onto the ground, I don't give a shit how big it is.
Yeah, he's just gonna lay there.
What's gonna happen?
That bear's gonna go. So then, yeah, I'm gonna take.
You throw a grizzly bear out into the ocean,
He's dead in the water.
he's dead in minutes.
he might get a scratch in.
He's
That's
dead
about it.
in minutes.
Yeah.
You're in the shark's territory.
Right. It depends. So
I need sea animal to sea animal, or I need land animal to land
if
animal.
it's a land animal, if it's a land battle, I'm going grizzly bear.
Yes.
If it's a water battle,
Clearly.
I'm going great white.
I'm with you 100% clearly. Solomon, we're going to redo this with Solomon, and I need you to pick. You give us for the same question, you give us 2 animals for each, one for the water.
Right.
And then a battle for the land. Like, and it can't be Godzilla since he's both. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I guess you could have
It can't
some
be
animals.
this radioactive dragon.
There's probably some animals out there that can be water and land.
Well, I mean, so kimono dragons or monitor lizards are both, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
that's
why-
one. But that motherfucker could kill
It's
literally anything.
Well, but
It's poisonous as
I don't.
shit.
Well, but at the same time, you're not gonna find monitors or komodos way out in the depths of the water with like great whites and shit like that.
No, you're right. Because it just isn't
It'd be like
meant for that.
I mean, the great whites are like. I mean, there's killer whales, but
Right.
I don't know. I don't know
Little,
much about
little off,
water.
but we'll press on and let him go ahead and give us the second question.
Let's get morbid up in here. If somebody came to you and they said, "Hey dog," or "Hey dogette," for you ladies listening out there, or "Hey them," for you non-binary folks listening, if they told you, "Hey man, I know what you're gonna die from and when you're gonna die," would you want to know?
So the question was, if somebody came to you and said that they know how and where you die, would you want to know?
I would, because
No,
then
I
I'd
don't.
spend a ridiculous amount of time trying to fight that.
That's Final Destination shit.
Yeah,
You're
I'd
gonna
rather
like,
not.
all right, well, how's the line work?
I'm gonna lose.
You're
my,
up next.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Like,
lose my job. I'm probably gonna lose my wife and kid, my family, and everything, trying to figure out how to avoid it.
escape him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's one, so if it's gruesome, I'm definitely.
Oh, you
not
said
gonna-
it's gonna happen in Tennessee. Guess
Yeah.
who's not going to Tennessee
yeah,
forever?
Who's not going around a wood chipper ever? Who's not getting behind the wheel of a car ever? Like, that's something I wouldn't want to know. Just let it happen. I don't need to know. I don't need to know when. I don't need specifics or little tidbits, nuggets.
I don't
need
want to know
that.
none of it.
Right. So I'll pass on that one.
Yeah, we're gonna say negative.
All right, we'll go ahead and let him finish with his final third question.
Oh, what's up, Stick City? Sorry, you just caught me in Iron Paradise. Grinding. But I had a question. Speaking of grinding, with any good thing in life, would you rather earn it or it be handed to you?
With
All right,
the
so
with the
the
dry scooping,
Yeah.
boy,
He took that straight to the dome.
that's what I'm talking about.
I can't do it.
Get
I've
metal.
never tried it, but everyone that I've ever
It's
done.
not bad. Once you
Well,
get-
he's got the little scoop.
well, they're all
ones.
small. It's pre-workout. It's all
Nah,
small.
dog.
There's some pre-workouts that are not
I got that
as
Total
strong.
War, and that
The
motherfucker's
scoop's
this
pretty big, deeper,
deep.
right? It's
Yeah.
once you get used to doing it, you get used to it. It's not that bad. The
I just
first
don't like
couple
the
times you do
chalkiness.
it,
I've
it's a little shock to the system.
I've done BCAAs like that,
Yeah.
and it
Well,
was
it's the same
so
thing.
chalky.
It's the same. It's the same
It's just
feeling.
disgusting.
Because it's pre-workout, it still has to process in your system. So it's not like you take the pre-workout to the mouth and your head's gonna spin off. That's not. That's
No,
not how
that's
it
not how
works.
it works.
It'd be dope if it was.
gotta get in your
That's not how it
blood. It's
goes.
gotta get in your stomach and all that.
I mean, old girl, his wife, I call her T Metal whenever he sends me Snapchats of her doing it, but she takes the powder straight like that too.
Ugh.
She's metal, man. She's
Can't that fuck your enamel up?
T Metal, boy.
Either
What,
way.
your teeth enamel? No,
Yeah.
dude, it's the same as you drinking it. It's just powder. It's like, you know what I mean? Fun dip. You know what I mean, kids? It's not like it's not
It
fun
ain't
dip,
like Fun
but
Dip.
it
It's fun dip for adults.
it
I guess.
tastes a lot worse.
True. I haven't had fun dip in forever, so I couldn't tell you what that tastes like.
I couldn't. I was probably at a
All right.
baseball game as a kid or something. I don't know.
So his question was, with anything in life, would you rather earn it or it be handed to you? Now, most of you are probably going to say handed.
I hope not.
Well, and a lot of younger people, because it's just the generation of what they've been cultivated in as far as
unfortunate.
gaming, because you could just buy the fucking level and get the next big update and pay for it, and you be whatever.
Where's your self-respect at, dog?
A lot of people don't want to put the grind in.
No, it's sad.
And it's shown a lot in some areas.
Oh yeah.
Like when I was you saw kids that just thought that they were staff sergeants or tech sergeants right
Dog,
away.
I've heard stories about dudes working at places like, and I'm talking grown ass men.
Yeah.
Right? Working for a family owned, we'll say it's a family owned business, and they don't like their hours and they don't like this, and this ain't a hard job
Right.
at all. Their mama is calling up there to the owners of the company or whoever's running the show, talking about, well, I just don't know about how you're treating my son, or I don't think he needs to be working this many hours, or he should be doing something.
Does he want to eat? Does he want a paycheck? Does he want to earn it? Like, he took the job.
I can't fuck with that at all.
Like, yeah, I'm not gonna go and tell somebody how to run their business. I don't run I'm not their boss.
No.
It's like when you're on the highway and someone's in the left lane and they won't get out of it, and they're going slow. You're not the fucking police, dude. No. If I'm speeding,
don't flash your fucking lights at me.
If I'm speeding, let me go. The
Right.
cops will get me, man.
Right.
The cop will get me.
Mind your business.
And that's the thing with me, man. I'll have people come up behind me in my car, and I'm like, yeah, well, go ahead.
Yeah.
But it's just like, if you get caught, cool. If you don't,
Right.
cool. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm a saint.
No, right. But my thing,
and I'm not gonna sit here and say that I haven't been like, damn, I wish I could just get to that spot.
I couldn't
quickly.
When
But
I was I couldn't possibly imagine as a landscape foreman, somebody that worked for me's parent calling me, and these are this is all grown adults. We're landscaping,
right?
Talking about how their son shouldn't be working so hard, and that they, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
Right.
You're gone. You're gone. You're fired for calling me, and now you're fired because your mom called me.
Right. So, yeah, I'm right there with you. I don't want to be. I don't want it handed to me. I want to earn it. I started working at I think it was 15 and a half, and I worked every day in the summer, 40 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, I worked hard for my money, and I enjoyed
hard for the stuff that you have.
Right. I enjoyed it because a lot of kids weren't working, and they didn't have shit.
They didn't have shit.
And they couldn't go anywhere.
These are the same kids coming up to you talking about must be nice.
Yeah, it must be nice. Motherfucker, get a job.
Right.
That's what's nice.
Right.
Having that paycheck every week. Now, don't get me wrong, it didn't pay shit, but I had money. As a 15-year-old, any money is good money.
I put right after I graduated when I was 18. Right after I graduated, I had enough money to put down. I think it was $3,500. No, I put $4,000 down on my first truck when I was 18, and it was from nothing but landscaping.
Right. You
What,
saved it up.
You mean I love that truck? That was my first truck. I love that fucking thing.
You realized that you had to earn that money, and then you had to also not just earn it, but you had to not spend it.
Oh, right.
Which is very tough.
But I didn't have time to spend it because I was too busy working. I was too busy working.
Yes.
But it was just, and it was even stuff before that because I was working, even before I was 15 years old, I worked for a general contractor cleaning houses as he was building them, or I did stuff for my uncle when it came to remodeling and different side jobs and stuff like that. Anything to make money and stuff like that so that I could buy stuff for myself and provide for myself and do stuff like that. And it's just, I feel like people don't have that sense of like pride and accomplishment and self-respect when it comes to obtaining things for themselves.
Well, they just, we talked about, they want it. The instant gratification.
Right. Yeah.
They don't want to grind. They don't want to put in the work and then say, damn, I earned that. They just want to be like, yo, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Because he might have it, but I got it now too.
Right.
So now,
Yeah.
well, what's the value in that? Because now it's just devalued what you wanted to nothing.
Right.
So
Because when you sent me that picture of those new Oakleys that are coming out, I was just like, this is going to hurt. As soon as I saw those, I was like, oh, this one's going to
I
hurt.
can only imagine how
This
much
one's going to
they
hurt
are.
the pocket.
Those things
But
are
it's one of them things.
crazy
I
looking.
saw them. I was just like, I might have
Did
to
you-
have those.
Oh, I was about to say, did you already buy them?
I haven't bought them yet, but I haven't. I didn't have
in
time
your-
to
it's
get
in
on
your
and even look
skull
at them
now.
to see if
It's
they're
just-
available.
It's there. Oh, I think they're on the way. They said.
Yeah,
From the
so-
article that I read.
Yeah,
So
that one's gonna hurt.
all right. So we're gonna take it over to a little intermission, and we'll be right. All right. So we're back.
Up that snap.
With this little intermission. Like we promised, we would go over the NFL draft, and we are.
And I want to know if you think who's gonna bust though.
Out of what, the quarterbacks?
Boom or bust? No, everybody in this first round.
Well, I think the biggest bust probably that will be in the top 10 will be Zach Wilson.
I'm gonna start having to wear my glasses when we're going over stuff.
Zach
like this.
Wilson, I don't know what he is. He was good at BYU,
He was.
but he's going to a depleted Jets team that's getting a new
That's-
coach. Who the coach is good.
That's the issue, though. It's because you could say the same thing for what was his name, not Darnold, Bradford.
For the Rams?
No,
Or Darnold was for the
not
Jets.
Darnold. Yeah, the quarterback.
Yeah, Darnold was the
Darnold.
Jets
My
quarterback
bad. Yeah,
previous.
Darnold. He's a decent quarterback. He has quarterbacking skills. Is he a great? Probably not. But he
Can
was
he
also
do the job
with
So,
the Jets, who
Right.
have absolutely nothing.
Right.
Obviously,
Well,
they're picking second.
Darnold was with Adam Gase, which you know how I feel about Adam
Hot
Gase
ass.
if you've watched
Just
already.
doo doo.
I mean, that guy's fucking trash. He made Tannehill look like shit, and then Tannehill went to Tennessee and took a job.
and became Tana Thrill.
So I don't know what Darnold will be because his college career was a little iffy, whereas Tannehill's 1 year where he was a quarterback after he transitioned from receiver.
Well, yeah, that's true.
But Wilson just he's a little undersized. He's kind of just small. I don't know if New York is the right fit for him. He's coming from Utah, where he grew up in Utah.
Well, that's a
And I mean, he's it's a big change. It's a lot. The media will eat you up. They will eat you
There
up.
needs to be some big ass changes for the Jets, and I mean huge.
Well, Robert Salah is a great coach. Well, a good defensive coordinator. I don't know if he'll be a great coach, but
and some of their defense, it's
they have
always been a lot more offensive issues for them than defense,
Right.
because they had some. I don't know what would happen, but they'd have these crazy good defensive games, and you're just like, who is this?
Well, they had some good defenders, and then they
Yeah.
trade them or get rid of them, or one of them wants out.
I
Yeah,
don't-
that's my biggest bust. I would say Zach Wilson is the biggest
I
project.
will say that I'm going to be looking. I'm not going to watch all their games, but I'm going to be paying a lot of attention to Jacksonville. Jacksonville's done a lot of exciting things over the last 3 years, but this year by far has to be one of the more exciting years coming up
they got
for
Trevor,
a lot of reasons.
obviously. And
They
then
got a new head coach,
They traded up and got ETN as well.
a new head coach. I don't know
Right.
if that's really worth a trade up, but
Who, ETN?
ETN's going to be okay.
Dude, ETN I think is just
He's
as
so
good as Kamara.
small.
He's just as good as Kamara.
I don't think he'll be as good as Kamara.
I think he's the same kind of build, same kind of back.
He's smaller though. I think.
No, he's pretty decently sized, dude. We can go down there and check. Let's go check. But I like him. He was great at Clemson. He just, I mean, the last season where he stayed, he should have got out in his junior year. Where is it?
Who?
ETN.
ETN?
Yeah, he had a bigger following / where in the fuck is it? There it is.
What?
So this was the Rams pick, and they didn't trade up. I'm sorry. This was the
5'10",
Rams pick,
215.
and they got him. I mean, he's decently built. He's
Yeah.
not huge. I mean, Kamara's maybe 6 foot, if that.
I think he's 6 or 6'1". He's not
So
tall.
they're about the same build. That's when
Yeah.
I see them. I see
well,
the
but
same.
he stands to get a little thicker though as well.
Well, yeah,
Because he's
young.
only 21.
Right.
So in the next 2 to 3 years, he'll put on probably another 20 pounds.
Right. I mean, he and playing with your former quarterback, he knows what he does,
yeah,
and they know what they do.
I didn't think about that. See, that's
I mean, and Herb's doing
that's
things.
one of the things
man.
I'm gonna be watching because I like Urban Meyer.
Well, he's
I
a
don't
good
like him as
coach.
much as Nick Saban, but I do like Urban Meyer. So
I think I think he'll fit better in the NFL than most people think he will.
yeah, I agree with that.
Because a lot of people think like, oh, he's a college coach, he's a rah guy. No, he ain't a rah guy.
No, he's not.
He has expectations, and you either uphold it or you get the fuck out.
He's
That's
a
the way
very
it
no
is.
nonsense type of guy.
I did like the Cowboys first round pick and going and getting what's his name from Penn State, the linebacker.
That dude's a
which
monster.
is right there. Micah Parsons.
Yeah, he's
So I posted a video on my Facebook about it
a
today.
monster.
His childhood dream was to play for the Cowboys,
Oh wow,
and it ended up happening. Like like on the Hey Rookie, Welcome to the NFL.
playing for Jerry.
He was like, everybody kept interviewing him. Hey, what's the dream scenario? What's the dream scenario? And he was, oh well, it'd be the Cowboys, which he
That's
was in a
pretty cool,
perfect
though.
spot.
Yeah,
And they needed him because
Oh,
they just
yeah.
lost Sean Lee and
They
Van Der
lost
Esch. Is,
both.
well, Van Der
Well,
Esch is
Van-
good. He's young, but he's good, and he's been injured a lot already.
That's true.
And then the other linebacker from not Tennessee, but Notre Dame, Jalen Peters, something. Either way, he had that ACL injury against Ohio State,
Yep.
and like damn near lost his career on it because it pinched a nerve so bad that they thought that he wasn't going to be able to be able to play.
Right.
So he's kind of in this weird territory where he's good and he's healthy, but they just needed an outside edge rusher / inside guy too, and he's a perfect fit for him.
I think I would agree with that.
Um,
I think he'll be one of the better ones they've had in a while.
The
but
one-
he's just a
I mean, obviously I'm not a huge homer of Ohio State, but Fields to fall to 11 is baffling to me.
I would agree with that, and I don't necessarily know.
What's great is that the Vikings thought that they were just going to let him fall to him at 14. No, 50, where are they at?
The Vikings would be somewhere around.
They were somewhere 23. I don't
23.
know if they traded down. I think they did. After
Yeah.
after Fields got picked, I think they were originally 14, and then they just traded down because they were like, well, fuck. It didn't work out because the Bears came up and snatched him,
But
which
I
is
don't-
good for the Bears because the Bears needed him.
They do, but
I think now that
that's the
you
best
have a chip
program
on the
for him.
shoulder, Fields, that guy already was a top tier prospect in college,
yeah,
and then was told, "Hey, you're a top 2 quarterback," and then 2 months before the draft, oh, now you're a top 3. Oh wait, now you might be in the top
but it's
5.
because of a lot of these other big names.
Well,
you
the other
know.
names started to build a resume because of the athlete or the workout that
Yeah.
they did.
I don't really have any doubts of Trevor Lawrence.
No, Trevor Lawrence is
he's
a
going to
lock.
be a good quarterback.
I think Trey Lance is a question mark, but I do like his athletic ability.
I think Trey Lance is going to be decent.
I think he's going to be really good just because of his athletic ability
Yeah.
and if they coach him right.
Right.
If he is with Shanahan, and he needs to sit for a year, which he's probably going to. He'll probably get in those last weeks.
Listen, the best receiver come out of the draft in the first round, probably draft period, from where we're sitting right now, because all kinds of wild shit happens where you see these guys just emerge that were picked in the 4th, 5th, 6th rounds. But Devonta Smith,
You think Devontae is the best?
he's got to be top 2.
But
my
Jamar,
thing-
man, Jamar's the guy, dude.
My thing here.
I understand he's a Bengal now, but
Well, I don't care about that as far
Right.
as draft goes. And Jamar's good, but
that dude, all he did was catch touchdowns. He was the Chris Carter.
Yeah, but
of
I need
LSU.
you to do more than just catch touchdowns.
Hey, if all you do is catch touchdowns, if we get inside the 20, I'm great with you.
Which one is it? Jamar that they were talking about has that like low 440.
He's not like overly fast.
There's
Waddle
somebody
was
they were
also hurt.
There was somebody talking about. I'm talking like 4.2, 4.3.
4.2. Oh, you're talking like he's fast. Oh, it was probably Devontae. I mean, that guy's literally 110
he's
pounds.
lightning.
Well, he's 110 pounds.
Yeah,
He's literally 170 pounds.
He
6
needs
foot.
to put on some weight, but
He has to, or he will not.
no, he won't make it. Well,
He can. He can be Deshaun Jackson.
He needs to put on a little weight because
I think
Deshaun Jackson isn't even that small. I think Deshaun's somewhere around 190.
Well, Deshaun's I think 5'11" or 5'10".
Yeah.
Either way, Deshaun's really small, and I think the Eagles thought, well,
He is pretty small too. Yeah.
We can get another Deshaun Jackson. That's great. You might, but I don't.
Hopefully better.
I don't know.
Well,
because
not with Carson.
Well, what they did in Alabama to get him open,
yeah,
won't work in the NFL. Like
That's
they
true.
just put him in motion, run him around before the play, and then zigzag and then go, and then by that time
you're in a different world now.
right, everyone runs a 4.2.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
runs a 4.2.
It's you're taking
Even the
that
goddamn
funnel,
linemen run
Right.
fours. Something.
You're
like
taking
4.7s.
that funnel and shrinking it very, very small. So you're competing against the best of the best.
I'm not
obviously,
saying he won't
but
do well, but I just don't think I don't think he's the top guy.
and I'll see. Here's
'Cause he can
but
be bodied.
Here's my thing. A lot of this has to do with your quarterback and your offense. Because here's my thing: the receiver that went to the Bengals he's amazing. I'm talking
Jamar,
top 3, top 4 for sure to come out of the draft. That offense is in absolute disarray though.
They're
Because
doing
of
some
their
things.
offensive line situation.
Their offensive line was bad, and they got some rookies. They went and did what they needed to do in the draft. They should have done more in the free agency, but I mean, it was also rumored that
because
Burrow wanted Chase because Burrow and Chase played together in LSU, and so they have a chemistry. They
Right.
know each other.
Burrow. Here's my thing with Burrow though, and this is if he's smart. If they can't protect him, he is not going to stay.
Well,
Because
he's not going to stay. He's not going to have a career.
Nobody should,
No, nobody.
especially after his rookie season, and he is.
Well, he ain't going anywhere for
I
another
would say
5
he's
years,
probably the
4 years
Best quarterback they've had in
since Palmer.
before Palmer.
I mean,
Palmer was good.
Palmer
but
was.
I think Burrow
really
has the potential to
damn-
be better.
Oh yeah, I think his ceiling is way higher than Palmer's.
Right.
But Palmer had a team the year that Chemo Van Cheetah
Wow,
left
but
him.
that's the yeah.
I'm not a Bengals fan. But it was that year if they
They
win
had
that
them.
game, because that was the year you guys played the Cardinals.
Yeah.
If they win that game, I think it's the Bengals in the Super Bowl.
Ooh, really?
I mean that you go back and look at that team.
Yeah, that's true.
They had Chad Johnson, Hushmanzada, Chris Henry in the slot, who was a 6'7" slot who ran a 40 like
He was
the
a-
Lightning,
Yep.
and now is dead.
R.I.P.
But and then
that
they
goes
had
back to relationship issues.
Rudy Johnson,
They had, yeah, that was Rudy Johnson's year, I believe.
Palmer.
It would have either
at
been him
prime.
or Chris Dillon.
No, Dylan was gone by then. Dylan was
Yeah,
gone,
because
way
then he
gone.
went to the Patriots after that, right?
right.
Okay.
Defensively, I mean, they had some stud cornerbacks.
Yeah.
I mean, that team was really damn good. Like we went, I
Mm-hmm.
think it was me and a coworker went back and looked, and I was like, if they would have won that game, I think they go to the Super Bowl. I think it's between the two
Yeah.
because we didn't check the other AFC teams, but they weren't great.
Right.
But either way, I get what you're saying. They have to protect him, which they did go draft. I think. Let's check the second round. The Bengals did go draft a tackle or a guard in the second round
Mm-hmm.
because they have to. I mean,
They don't have no choice. That's
Where the fuck are they?
and there were some really good offensive linemen out of this year's draft. Like
Yeah,
there were
guard.
some crazy good offensive linemen.
So Jackson Carman from Clemson, which I mean, that offensive line was great. He's
Yeah.
from Fairfield, Ohio. Wow,
Mhm.
I didn't know that.
Coming home.
Yep. I'm sure that probably actually does help.
Oh, yeah.
He was a finalist for the Anthony Munoz National Offensive Lineman of the Year Award. USA Today. I mean, he's highly touted.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He fell the second round, but and they had him projected in the third, but this NFL.com, like everything I've looked over, man, they've been super harsh. Like they haven't given anybody but Trevor Lawrence a good grade.
Right.
And I think Jamar Chase, that was it. Like
Right.
everybody else, I was like, God damn, like why are you so hard on him? But I don't know. It's interesting. Asante Samuel Jr. I didn't know he had a son, and he went to the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that Rondell Moore kid, I remember him beating the brakes off of Ohio State that one game.
From
Purdue. This dude,
Oh, I remember that game.
he
That
beat the
dude,
fucking brakes off Ohio State, just
It was
himself.
ugly.
He-
And I mean, that was a one-man show, that game, and it was bad.
Like he literally, I want to say, if we could look it up really quickly, he's 5'7", 181, but he is fast as lightning, and I mean he can do it all. He's
I
built like a
remember
damn
that
running
game.
back.
It was painful to watch, obviously, because it's
Right.
Purdue.
I mean, it's the spoiler makers, man. That's what they do.
The spoiler makers.
Come in and fuck up a season every season. At least every 5 years they get it. Yeah, he's really good, and the Cardinals got him, so now they can throw him in the slot. They
But I
have
mean-
AJ Green and Hopkins and
The Cardinals
now.
stand to be dangerous.
They have your boy James Conner now, which I mean he'll fit in there. I don't think they'll use him as much as like a prime back as you guys did.
No.
But you guys
No, because they still have Kenyon Drake.
No.
I thought they did.
One of them got
One of them, but it
no.
wasn't
Kenyon Drake left. Chase Edmonds still there.
Edmonds.
Chase Edmonds
Edmonds.
I like. He's
Yeah.
really good.
Edmonds is good.
But as far as you guys got your boy and Najee, what you wanted, which I figured that was gonna happen unless somebody traded up.
It's somebody,
But in
Nobody
today's
was trading
draft
up
for a
for-
running back, nobody's gonna do it. It's because it's just iffy. But that was the one thing that you guys really, really needed.
been needing for a long time.
I mean, Connor was good that 1 year. Last year he wasn't great. He got too injured, and then before that, I mean, Le'Veon was a fucking goddamn bell cow till he decided to act up. So, I mean, I get that you have that hate in your heart for Le'Veon.
But it's just because of every year it's some other shit.
Right. It was always something with him,
2 years of suspension, 2 ACLs. I mean, it just.
which is amazing.
But
that
now
that guy's
you
still
want
fucking
a
playing.
top contract, a top running back contract. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, some ways he's justified, some ways he's not.
He's not. Do you see what he did when he went to
Well,
the Jets?
I mean, it's
And
the
then you
goddamn
saw what he
Jets,
did
dude.
after 2 years in the Jets. He went to Kansas City.
It's the
He did
Jets, though,
nothing
dude.
there.
We've already discussed this. You could put
Didn't-
anybody on the Jets. You could put Tom
Didn't-
Brady on the Jets. and
Nothing
it-
in
and it
Kansas
ain't
City.
Gonna happen.
His time
dog.
was over when he was still with the Steelers. Other teams just didn't know it yet.
What pick did you guys have? 20.
24th.
Why was I kept going back over it and everything. Yeah. I mean, I like Najee.
That's a big boy.
6'1", 232. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he ran a 4, whatever.
4-4.
4.4 probably.
Something.
Who knows? These stats are all made up and bullshit because everybody had pro days at the college, and the college is going
true.
to try to make them look good. But regardless, I've seen the guy play. We know what he is. He's a
Yeah.
bell cow.
It's gonna be.
He
good.
is a
He's got that
prototypical Steelers running back.
that northeast size that can survive cold temperatures, shitty games, bad weather. It's
The big thing is his
Now-
stamina and his health,
I did read an
which
article,
I'm sure he'll be fine.
and I think Jerome Bettis said this, something about him giving. I do not stand behind this at all, but Jerome Bettis said Najee Harris will give Big Ben another year, maybe 2 years.
Please no, don't.
Please, Don't.
Let's move on. Let's draft a guy next year.
Well,
Keep Ben for another year to
because
teach
we picked
him.
up.
Or either you could go get Aaron Rodgers.
That's not.
Let's
gonna
get
happen.
in. Let's get
Hold
into
on a
that.
second. Who was it that we grabbed that was at Washington? And it was for dirt cheap because he was in trouble.
Oh, Haskins. That's
We got
true. I
Haskins,
forgot you guys got
which
Haskins.
I'm 100% sure Haskins is going to be number 2 now.
Oh, yeah.
Without easily number 2.
Well,
in
he's in a
Pittsburgh.
good situation now. He's
He's
not on the
in-
fucking Washington football team.
Right. So
No-
I
nothing
think that
against
could
Washington,
that
but
could be. We'll see. I don't want to say too much yet. That could be
It could be
a
a
good year
resurgence.
for him. If he keeps his shit together. The Steelers are very no nonsense, low
Well, I
ceiling
think
kind of
Haskins
bullshit
wasn't-
team.
I think Haskins just wanted out.
He wanted out, and he obviously he's pretty young. He's a rookie. He was a rookie, so I mean, I get it. I
Was he a
completely
rookie
get it.
still? I think he was in his second year. I think he was in his second year.
Okay, well, still,
Either way,
young.
still he's young.
Again, and like you said,
Backed
wanted
it
out,
up.
but it was a good deal for the Steelers. It's a good deal for him, obviously, to get back into the NFL. And the Steelers got him for cheap as hell.
Right.
And now he gets the opportunity to prove himself again in an offense where you have a quarterback that should have retired last year. So
Right. Yeah, I agree. And he'll
It's-
get to learn from Roethlisberger. I mean,
Exactly.
Roethlisberger still is going to be a great teacher.
oh, for
as long
sure.
as he's not a douchebag.
Well,
But-
that's been the issue is him not working with other players.
Well, that's just like
But
what we're about to head to.
yeah, but
Aaron Rodgers.
I don't understand because somebody worked with him when he was a rookie.
Brett
Didn't
Favre
they?
didn't work with him.
Oh, that's right.
Favre said,
Because he
"Fuck
was
you, go fuck
butthurt.
yourself."
That's right. Because Brett.
Well, I mean, I
Oh,
mean,
the
they
old
kind of
Wrang-
blindsided
old
Brett.
Wrangler, man. Old
'Cause
Dick
Brett
Pick
had-
Wrangler, man.
Yeah, pig dick, text pig. He had 5 years left, and they drafted Rodgers. And
Yeah.
Rodgers they weren't gonna sit Rodgers for 5 fucking years.
No.
So the writing was on the wall. You know, Brett was pissed, and now Aaron's pissed because
Same
Aaron,
situation.
literally the same situation. I mean, Brett was a little bit more easy and likable because he didn't come off as a humble brag piece of shit. I mean, like, here's the deal.
This show with
Aaron
Aaron Rodgers
Rodgers.
is hilarious, though.
Aaron
To
Rodgers
me, it's
is
funny.
He's a fucking crybaby.
He's
So
at the-
here's my problem with him. Everybody that's jumped on board on his boat saying that the Packers done him wrong.
Oh no!
The Packers
no.
fired a head coach for him,
He's-
a winning head coach,
The Packers have
because
never
he
done
didn't
him
want him
wrong.
around.
Yeah.
So the Packers said, "Okay, we'll get rid of him. We'll get what coach you want. You can have input." He had input. He got the coach he wanted.
Yep.
All right, so now you got the coach you wanted. Then the next, then at that beginning of that year, the narrative started, he's never had a first round wide receiver. Who gives a shit? You got Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams is every bit of a first round talent that you
Okay,
got for
but
cheap.
Who did he have? The last mainline receiver he had before Devontae Adams was Randall Cobb.
Randall Cobb had some good years,
Randall
though.
Cobb did have some good years,
And he had Jordy
but
Nelson. Jordy
Jordy
Nelson
Nelson
was
had
a
a
good
couple
receiver.
good years. He had some good games. He had some,
And they
good
had someone
years.
else, too, in that time.
Put
Put the team on his back.
number 80.
can't remember
what
his
was
name.
his name, dude? And because he went to
The Vikings. After that.
the Texans.
No, he went to the Vikings after that.
There was a receiver from Green Bay that went to the Texans.
Cobb.
No, that's Cowboys.
No, Cobb went to the Texans. Either way, it doesn't fucking matter. He's
Oh, what
had
was it? It's
like we
something-
can list like these receivers,
Oh
and
man,
they're
that's
all
gonna
there.
drive me nuts.
We can list all these
Because
damn
he got
receivers.
into a fight with somebody.
Nah, you're thinking of Andre Johnson.
Oh, which was amazing, by the way. My
With
bad. Yeah, that was Andre
Finnegan.
Johnson. Yeah, with
but
Finnegan. A great fight. If you haven't seen that, I highly go YouTube it.
he's had receivers, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he hasn't had a tight end besides maybe Tunyon, and Tunyon's not
What?
he was good last season.
He's
but
had a couple good tight ends.
Who?
I can't remember their names, but you know.
Oh wait, did he have Graham? He
had
did
Graham.
have Graham.
Yeah, Graham was
So
great.
now he's had Graham.
That's where Graham had most
Aaron
of his
Jones. Aaron Jones is legit running back.
career. Aaron Jones is fantastic, and his backup is good.
Yes.
He's had now there were a couple
we're
years where he
listing-
didn't have shit in the backfield.
Okay, those years that he went to the Super Bowl, he won a Super Bowl with nobody.
Right.
So if you're that good, and he was highly touted because Brett left, he went in there, he kind of had 2 years, and then he won a Super Bowl.
Right.
All right, so now he's young. He's 25, 26, and the world's looking at him like, holy shit, this kid could be maybe Tom Brady-esque and win 3 at the time.
No.
So here's my problem with the narrative that when people say Aaron Rodgers is the GOAT,
No.
look,
no,
dog,
no, no,
we
no,
live
no,
in
no.
the Tom Brady era right now.
Wow. Which puts
now,
everybody
hang on. Hey, exactly. It puts everybody like
a level
here,
lower. Right.
and then there's Jesus Christ superstar up here just sitting by himself.
I can't, as much as I'd like to, I cannot disagree with that.
So you have him. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers is like
Aaron Rodgers isn't dog shit. Aaron Rodgers is a good quarterback.
he's a good quarterback, and if there was no
obviously
Tom
Hall of
Brady in this
Fame.
world,
Oh, he wouldn't be the best. Obviously,
he
Hall
would
of
be up
Fame.
in that talk.
He'd be in the top 3.
Yes, it would be him, Roethlisberger. I mean, I'm not saying Phillip Rivers would be up there, but Phillip
No,
Rivers is in
'cause
that
his
talk of
shitty
being
attitude.
good. I mean, we've had, let's see, Tony Romo there for a few years was good, but I'm not saying like he's in that echelon.
No, Aaron
But-
Rodgers is definitely top tier.
Yes, Aaron Rodgers would be the face of the NFL for quarterbacks if it
Yeah.
wasn't for Tom Brady.
Nah, Tom
But
Brady's done
guess
stole
what?
that from everybody.
Guess what?
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But here's my issue, though. Like you said, and I agree 100%. The Green Bay Packers have given him everything that he could ask for. They have never done him wrong.
Uh-huh.
Period. Ever. Not once.
right.
So I don't know what I think he's just acting stupid because
He wants out.
is.
He just wants out.
He wants out. He doesn't. You're not going to win another Super Bowl. I don't give a shit where he goes. He's not going to win another Super Bowl.
I mean, the Packers went to the NFC Championship, a game away.
But can
And
they
then
do
they-
that same thing again?
I think that the possibility is there. They haven't really lost anyone.
That's true. They still got both running backs. They got Well, if he were to go to another Super Bowl, it would be with the Packers.
Yeah, because wherever he's going, he ain't going.
No, you're not. No,
He
it's
ain't
over
going
with.
with the Broncos.
So I don't know what you went to.
You
the
ain't
AFC,
going with the
you-
Raiders.
You were as close as you're gonna get to the Super Bowl again.
And you
if
want to go over to
leave
the
Green
AFC
Bay-
side and play Patrick Mahomes?
No. That's a mistake.
You don't want to fuck with Patty. I mean, don't,
Patty Pancake boy.
Patty.
I don't think
Patty gonna run the AFC for a while, man. It's gonna be a minute.
You're out of control, bro. I would agree with you though. So to me, but the scenario, because Aaron Rodgers is he's just a doofy dude, and
He's a California fuckboy.
you see
man.
like, so the most that I see him outside of football is on like he's on Pat McAfee's show all the time, and
all right, because they're buddies.
he's hilarious. He's
like
funny,
I mean,
but he's just
but it's cocky and he's
yeah.
very it's like humble brag, like I'm the guy,
Right.
like for the brand. Like now I'm doing you a favor. Like
a lot of this shit just seems like he said all that shit last weekend, and then he's with old girl dressed all crazy at the Kentucky Derby, living his best life. Like he doesn't give a he doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit.
Well, and now this article that came out saying he told potential free agents to not come to Green Bay because he would not be there.
That's fucked.
So if a GM
If a
GM said, hey, of another team said, hey, we know Aaron Rodgers wants out. Don't come to Green Bay. Come here because he's going to come here. That's tampering.
it is tampering.
So what's the difference from a player doing it? There's none.
Nothing.
Nothing.
I think it's
The narrative is that it's always been, oh, well, the Green Bay Packers like front office has never done enough for me.
How
Bullshit.
not? I don't understand how not.
I mean, we've just listed off all these top tier talented guys who may have not been drafted in the first round.
and that's a slap in
But-
the face to Devontae if he's going to sit here and say, well, I've never had a first-round receiver and all this stuff like that. If I was Devontae, I'd be like, yo, what's your problem, dog?
Like, I'm not
I'm
first
one
round,
of the
but I
best
am first
receivers
round.
in the NFL right now.
Like, I wasn't drafted in the first round, but shit.
Let me show
I'm
you.
top 2, 3.
Yeah.
So-
easily.
Like, what's the problem, dude?
Hand, speed, size.
And then they were
easily.
saying, well, he doesn't have a number 2. I can list damn near 2/3 of the NFL that don't have a good number 2,
That's easy.
and they still do it, and they ain't in the offseason crying about what
they don't have a decent. The Green Bay Packers had a great defense. They had a top 3 running back last year with a top 15 second running back.
Yes.
I mean,
Their backup is a very good, like, between the numbers and the 10-yard line, just pumble him away.
monster. Yes.
Yeah, he's
so
Thick-thighed boy, man.
top
Like,
top thick thigh boy, top 3 wide receiver in the NFL last year. What are you complaining about?
right, where are we going?
Okay, so
The only way we can go to the Super Bowl is if you get up off your ass, stop crying.
stop all this bullshit.
Yeah, just go do your
Stop
job.
all this bullshit.
Like, here's my thing, dude. I know this dude's crazy. You want to know why I know he's crazy? Because he dated Danica Patrick for like 3 years, never committed, and then jumped into another relationship like 5 months deep and was like, yo, we're getting married. Either he was cheating or he's fucking crazy. There's no explanation.
It's hard to tell.
But I don't give a shit. That ain't none of my business anyways.
Right.
He's a piece of shit. Fuck him. I hope Green Bay says, all right, you want to sit? Sit.
I'm gonna let you rot.
We're gonna dig in.
We're gonna let
let
you rot on the
sit.
bench.
Because guess what? We got Jordan Love, that young QB that we drafted last
And
year in the first round.
You're in the
And
NFL.
you were all upset about? Oh, we got him. We're gonna go ahead and let him have next.
Time means This is the NFL. Time means everything.
It's a meat market.
You go ahead and take a year off if you want.
Right. Next
And
man
it's-
up.
And it's
Next man up. And I guarantee you Jordan Love's sitting there like,
if you want to be
Please.
completely honest with you, I think that was one of Le'Veon Bell's biggest mistakes of his entire football career. Okay, dog, you want to take a whole year off the NFL?
yep.
Okay,
Yep.
well,
No,
now
I
you are
agree.
not relevant at all.
Right. Well, and you lose that speed, you lose that feel.
Yes,
You
you
like
lose
it
that
takes
game feel.
It takes time to gain that.
So now
back.
an NFL team has to pay you millions of dollars to get your legs back.
Right.
No,
Right.
Nope.
So, yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at with Aaron Rodgers. Everyone that knows me knows I'm not a fan of him, and it's because
yeah, with
I
that
can.
mustache that he does every year.
Right.
You remember how on that shit I was though.
Dude, that shit was trash.
It's so
Stash
funny, dude.
was trash.
That's
It was
that.
so bad.
It was classic.
It was.
I'm talking classic Tombstone.
No, it was more like what was the movie?
I mean,
The Killer. Hey, friendo. Hey, friendo. With
No
Josh
Country
Brolin.
for Old
yeah,
Men.
Josh Brolin shit.
Shit was
Just-
great.
Just fucking.
He had that old
trash.
school cowboy
trash stash.
top lip hitter.
Just fucking all growing in different directions and shit. If you want a good mustache, go talk to fucking Sam Elliott, dog.
That's what his looked like.
No, it did
Oh,
not. Not
yeah.
even close. It was all like, it looked like a barcode where somebody came up and just fucking zapped that shit. They would be like, oh, we got bananas.
These are 59 cents a
mean,
pound.
But seriously, man, I just can't stand him. Because he comes off like I'm better than you. And I'm not really here to teach you or get you, rah guy. I'm not gonna like get you guys up. It's do your job, and if you aren't, I'm out of here.
Right. I would agree
What?
with
What do
that.
you mean, dude? Like,
Well, and that,
go be like Tom Brady and be like, yo, pump these motherfuckers up, or go be like Patrick Mahomes, where he comes up and says, hey man, don't worry about it. We're gonna score 50 anyways.
right. But you're dealing with again, these are players at the highest level. Some of them are going to have that ego that you just can't.
Every good quarterback is a dickhead, but.
Well, but you could say that about a lot of the players in their positions.
Well, I
But the
understand that,
quarterback
but the
is
quarterback
the most
is the face.
crucial because of I don't need Le'Veon Bell to train up you know what I mean?
Well, I'll take it back.
It's
He's not a
as
dickhead.
essential.
He's not a dickhead, but they're cocky.
But when it comes to quarterbacks, you need that coaching. You need that veteran to rookie relationship. You need that learning time from
Right.
somebody that's the quarterback is running the team, running the offense, right?
Right.
So
You know what he could do in the offseason? he
besides
wanted-
fucking off.
He wanted to fucking go host Jeopardy. Go host Jeopardy, you fuck.
to
Like, go do it. Go do it, please.
These are all idle threats. I'll be interested when something actually pops off.
I mean,
But
if
he's
he
already
goes and does Jeopardy,
he's already said enough that he has already said enough to this point that Green Bay could get rid of him or easily will get rid of him.
Well,
or
there
let
was
him
another
sit on the
article that apparently him and Brett Favre talked through text message after, like, now, because they're cool, I guess. Whatever. Brett said that he knows Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Rodgers ain't coming back.
Ooh, all right,
So,
Brett, all right.
And I mean,
Wrangler, man.
I don't think he's coming back.
I don't think he is either. But
Now
that's
what he
it.
does is
he doesn't
that
need
I
to.
hope Green Bay just says, if we ain't getting a first out of you at least, we ain't getting rid of you.
Right.
You'll just sit and get paid and do what you want to do, fuck off, whatever. We don't care
Mm-hmm.
because that'll just show your true colors.
Right.
Like, you wanted for the money because you complained you weren't getting paid enough. You got paid enough. You complained you didn't have this. You got it.
Mm-hmm.
You complained about a coach. You got it.
The ball is clearly in his court.
Now, oh, it's the GM.
Green
Fire
Bay's
the
balls
GM.
are in his court. You know what I mean?
Fuck, man. If I was Green Bay, I hope
Enough's
all them
enough.
fans,
At a certain point, they're gonna put their foot down.
them
and be like,
fans,
"Enough's
man,
enough."
they'll
Yeah.
boom out.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he is the complete opposite of what Brett Favre was. Brett Favre was a hardworking, like, blue-collar type guy that fit really well
Yeah.
in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers literally is from California, doesn't give a fuck about the town. You know, I guarantee he ain't staying in Green Bay.
After he's done.
Well, no, I'm
God,
saying,
no.
like, just
Even
in the
off-
season.
Even when he's out of season, he's not staying in Green Bay. No.
Now, like, Burrow and all those guys, or like Brady, they're staying where they're
They
at.
set up shop where they're playing football.
Yeah, I mean, Brady owned a house in New England.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to live in New England for shit.
No.
It's too cold.
Mm-mm.
But either way, I mean, the draft was good. It was a really interesting draft.
I agree.
I didn't get to watch much of it, but everything I've read and went over and leading up to it, it was really fun. I did watch, like, the first half of the first round because it was on at 5 there, and we were getting ready for dinner.
Usually I have a couple, like, or like what the fuck moments about one of or a couple of the Steelers picks, but
You felt pretty good on
I
this
ain't
one?
got a single
Well, that's good.
negative complaint or negative thing to say about any of their picks.
The Rams kind
not
of
a one.
should have went defense first round maybe, or offensive lineman, but they chose a receiver, which we really didn't need. But
It was
either
an
way,
interesting choice. But
I mean, we got Deshaun Jackson in the slot, and now we have that Tutu guy. So we'll see.
we got another big tight end. We got another Heath Miller.
Wait, his name is Heath Miller, or
No,
it's just you're
but
saying he's like
Heath
Heath Miller? Okay.
esque, which
I got you. He was good.
he was Steelers football.
That's why Najee fits in really well. I think that's why I'm taking him in the dynasty on Saturday.
We trading.
Oh, you want to do the trade?
You said
now.
I had till you said I had time.
so now you want to do the trade?
I had been. I told you I was
Okay.
gonna think about it.
Well, you think about it.
I done thought about it.
Oh, so now you're calling
We
it.
gonna trade.
Derrick Henry for Najee. I mean, that's the only way this is gonna happen. Straight up,
D.
I will
Henry-
draft Najee, then trade Najee to you for D. Henry.
And I still get all three of my picks.
Oh yeah. What's gonna happen is, so I'll draft.
Your three.
I'll draft Najee after the draft. Then I will trade Derrick Henry, or trade for Derrick Henry for Najee.
For Najee.
Yeah, I'll do that deal. All right, we got a deal.
Seen it here.
All right, you
first.
seen it here first. Yeah, that's all I got. I don't have anything else for the weekend. Thank you to my beautiful fiance
Yeah,
for,
man, congratulations.
for letting me put this on. This one kind of ran a little long, but it's all good. You know, whatever. There probably won't be much editing behind it because it's got to be out
tonight.
and I don't have time for all that. So it'll be bare bones, intro, outro, and that's it.
That's all good.
So it doesn't really fucking matter. You guys have a good weekend. You got anything?
Have an awesome. No, man. Happy shout out to all the moms, all of them.
Oh,
Any
yes,
of
Mother's
them, all
Day
of them.
is this weekend.
If you got a kid in weight, or if you're baking one, whatever you want to call it,
If you just had 9,
or if you had 9 at once, like a pit bull, you know what I mean? Dude,
Good luck.
Happy Mother's Day to
Yes,
all the moms out there.
sure.
We could not do it without you.
Right.
Literally, we
Yeah.
could not do it without you. So,
Yeah, we'll play some Tupac at the end for this one.
yeah.
No, I'll get banned off
Please
YouTube.
don't. Please don't. I don't like Tupac anyways.
I know you don't, but Dear Mama. That's a good song, man. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's one of them those rap bangers that you usually don't get. So
Mm-mm.
either way, you guys have a good weekend. Mothers, you have a great Mother's Day,
Absolutely.
and we'll see you next week.
That's right.
Peace.
Peace.
Sticks and Stones podcast.
Sticks and stones. Have you heard?
Hell yeah, brother. Thanks for listening.